Let me show you how to get 100 backlinks using this AI automation for your domain. And I'm not talking about junk backlinks that you get on Fiverr that are going to do nothing but harm your domain. I'm talking about proper quality backlinks. I'm going to show you how to do it for this site, this cold plunge site. Great space to be in, very competitive, but also high reward. If you can rank here, you're going to do very well. So let's look at this domain, Sub-Zero. Okay, here we go. They've got 51 domains referring to them right now. Okay, fine, pretty early on. If we look at cold plunge as a term, very competitive. 103 domains needed to rank in the top 10. That's just on that one page that's geared at that keyword. And we can see, okay, position one, plunge.com, they've got 1.5K referring domains. But position two, okay, Desert Plunge, only 150, 124, in fact. Okay, we can probably outdo that. Let me show you how right now. When it comes to ranking, backlinks matter. It's as simple as that. They just do. They matter for Google, they matter for AI engines, and that importance is actually only increasing. Now, there's two things we need. We need volume and we need authority. Let's talk about volume first. So, right now we've got 51 referring domains that are backlinking to us, and we want to outdo this site that's in second position with 124 referring domains. Okay, so we need 75 to 100 backlinks, and there's two options of how we get them. Option one is we go to a high quality agency like this one. I know this one has proper white hat methods. It's a good agency. I know the founder. And you can see here that if we want, let's say, 100 backlinks, it's going to cost us somewhere in the region of 10 to 15K. Now, I'm assuming that most people watching this video don't have a 10 to 15K budget to spend on backlinks. And that's why this strategy is so valuable and is going to be like rocket fuel for your SEO, because it allows you to generate 100 valuable white hat backlinks just by combining a high quality strategy with AI automation and zero budget. And here's how we do it. We're going to leverage ChatGPT's agent mode. It's really powerful for searching the web for data at scale. And the first thing I've asked it to do is give me the 200 most populated cities in the US, which is done very easily. And here they are, 200 most populated cities. Now, the next thing I'm going to ask it is to give me places in a spreadsheet where I can go and use a cold plunge in each of these cities. That's a relevant local SEO term for my site. And just reminding you, my example site in this case is Sub-Zero and we sell cold plunges. So it's very realistic that our ideal customer who wants to get into cold plunging might be looking for a facility in their area that they can try out. Okay. And that's why I've asked it to give me 5 facilities in each of these 200 cities where I can definitely try using a cold plunge. It's not an office, etc., for example. It's open to the public, and ideally it's an independent facility rather than an Equinox, LA Fitness, something like that. And why that's important, I will come on to later. And now I'm going to harness the power of this AI tool to get me all of this information at scale. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes and no work from me. And here's the end result. As you can see, ChatGPT's agent mode worked for 16 minutes. I was able to do something else in the background, and now it's given me exactly what I asked for. 5 facilities per each of those 200 cities. I have the business name, the address, the phone number, the email, and then a quick note about what it is and why they chose it. So now GPT in agent mode has done research for me that's taken me 30 seconds of input and it 15 minutes of working that would have taken me hours previously. I now need to turn that into an actionable SEO resource for my site. And here's how I do that. I've got a page structure here that is going to apply to every single city of those 200 cities that it found me. And you can see I'm going to have an H2, which is best places to cold plunge in. And then it's going to insert the city, for example, New York. And then it's going to have H3s of every business, a 50-word description of that business and why it chose it, how long it's been in business, specialities, reviews, etc. And then it's going to add the phone number, the address, and a link to that business's website. So an outward link from my store. And then it's going to do it again for the remaining 4. And it's going to again do that at scale. So it's 30 seconds of input for me using this structure and then 15 minutes of work for GPT. And here's an example of how that will look in the wild. I actually know the owner of this store. It sells e-bikes to hunters. And you can see they've created here top 3 hunting outfitters in Illinois with 3 businesses listed and links outwards towards that site. Now, the great thing about this strategy is just by doing this, we've already juiced up our SEO, because we've got 200 new pages that are going to rank for low competition, organic local SEO keywords like best places to cold plunge in New York. Not to mention the fact that our domain now links out to other authority sites in the space, those that are cold plunge and wellness facilities. Real and trustworthy sites link out to other authorities in the space, and that increases Google's opinion of that domain. And that is why this strategy works so well. But now is the final piece of how we generate this into backlinks. And we do that using outreach, which, no surprise, we leverage the power of AI for once again. Now, I told you we need to achieve two things with this backlink campaign. We want volume because we're aiming for 150 referring domains to go past this site that's currently ranking in position 2, and we want quality. Well, in terms of volume, we've now got 1,000 businesses that we can reach out to for backlinks, and we've created value for them. In that page we've created on the site where we list them as one of the best in their industry, in their area. Now, the next thing is we need quality, and each of these are hyper relevant to our site because they're wellness trusted businesses in the space. If I look here, this We Spa USA, okay, they've got a domain authority of 37. They've got 1K referring domains. A link from them would be really powerful, not just because it's a strong domain, but it's relevant to our niche. Same again if I choose another one, Recovery NYC. Again, you can see here 15 DR, 86 referring domains. Okay, lower powered, but hyper relevant. So it's going to juice up our domain that much more than if it was from a generic site. And this is how we do that outreach. I've had GPT write me a compelling email. We've created the value. Now it's time to tell them about it and incentivize that backlink. So I've got a subject line, you've been featured as a top cold plunge facility in that city. I might even go for something more curiosity driving, like you've been featured on this list. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Drives open rate. And then I hit them with the value I've created. So everything would be dynamic. Their brand name gets dropped in there. I let them know that we've recognized as one of the best wellness facilities to cold plunge in that area. I've told them why we did that so it doesn't seem generic. It seems like we actually thought this through, gave some thought to the list. And then I basically tell them that we will be recommending their facility as a place to try cold plunging to all our customers. I tell them we've got about 10,000 visitors, insert proper figures for your site there. And I tell them that they might want to share that recognition on their website or their social channels because it's a great trust builder when new customers are searching for local wellness facilities. And then I make it really easy for them. I give them the exact copy and a link to our website where we featured them to be able to drop straight into their social channels or maybe a blog or newsletter that they have on their site. And that's where we get the backlink. I combine the spreadsheet of data that GPT built me with the email template it built me, and I plug that all into this tool, Mail Meteor, so I can send 1,000 emails to these 1,000 businesses with dynamic inserts at scale without harming my email domain, and I can warm it up properly. And now, in 1 to 2 hours work, we've got 1,000 opportunities at a high quality backlink. And look, a big portion of them won't do the work to link to our website, but enough of them will to make this very worthwhile and make it like rocket fuel for our SEO strategy. We've got 200 cities, 5 businesses. That's 1,000 businesses that we'll reach out to at scale. The backlink rate typically for this strategy is around 10%, sometimes higher depending on the quality of your data and also the email you send. So we're looking at about 100 backlinks. In terms of the value, if we come back to our high quality agency here, we're looking at about 10 to 15K. So now we've got 10 to 15K's worth of quality backlinks with topical relevance to our niche, which is going to be invaluable when it comes to ranking.